morning, Merry Christmas from Australia. It's not really Christmas, but it is still Christmas feeling. It's got those Christmas vibes because it's still New Wheel Day. I think New Wheel Day should last for at least a month when you get a new wheel. Actually, probably longer. Yeah, that feeling. It's still happy, still happy when I wake up, and I'm still sinking in, really, that I've got a new wheel. I just went to mount it then and forgot how heavy it was. Kind of expecting my V11 and it wasn't. I was a bit wobbly getting on it. So still got those new wheel jitters to just get out of the way. But I'm up really early because, when you get that feeling, you just want to get up and use it. And I haven't had as much time. Just life and family, we all know the drill. A little bit wobbly. I've got to remember to press the top of my leg against, just to keep it sturdy from the wobbles. And that's just foot placement too. I've made a few adjustments since last time. So I've shifted the pads forward, which that changes the center of balance, so I just need to reacclimatize to that. And I also noticed that one of my chambers didn't have air in it, so I'm not sure, I am sure. I'm sure it didn't. What I noticed, it was like a little bit junky. I think I said it janky. I said some word like chunky, or I just make words up. I'd been using my old INMOTION pump. I didn't want to get the new one out of the box, so I was using the INMOTION pump that I've got for my V11, and it seems that one was broken. That's what was junky. It's not this wheel, but yeah, the old INMOTION pump. So I've had that a while now, used it quite often on the V11, and it just didn't seem to be smooth when I was sort of pumping it. I checked it with another pump. I've got a couple of pumps there, so I just chucked another pump on to check, and yeah, it was reading faulty. It'd show that there's air when there wasn't, so I'm not sure if that's clogged. And that's probably also caused me issues on my V11 when I thought that had trouble. It was probably the pump. I'm really good at problem solving, figuring things out. I just look at the problem, don't really solve it. I just look at it and acknowledge there's a problem, and then keep doing the same thing, when I should have probably checked that the pump worked. Anyway, that was a long story about nothing. So I put the pump, I got the new shiny pump that comes with your V13. There's one thing with the pump, you've got two little screw bits, so you kind of screw, there's a stem that screws onto the tyre valve, and then on that stem, at the top of the stem, there's a little screw which is, you can unscrew it and then it pops out. So I'll just move my fingers. So there's a stem about this long, you screw that onto the tyre valve, but then this end of the stem you can unscrew just a little bit. Now what that does, when you pump up the tyre, so you keep that screwed in, put the stem on the tyre, pump it up, when there's pressure in the tyre, you unscrew this tiny little bit at the end, and then that pops out, but that locks the air in the tyre. So then when you unscrew the rest of the stem, the tyre doesn't spit all the air back out. It's really clever, and it took me a long time to figure out. So do that. So now I've got 200 in the shop, and it's beautiful. So that's the start for me. I haven't touched the dampener settings. I'm going to try to see if I can find out how to do that correctly, and we'll keep it all updated because I want to learn. I mean, I saw Marty's video, and I see that things can also go wrong if you overdo it, which I am really good at overdoing everything. So I might just wait on that. And at the moment, it kind of feels similar to the V11, I'd say. And I'm not sure if the guys at the shop have already adjusted that at all. But yeah. Just going to go for a real quick run this morning before I've got to get back home and do the school run. Yeah, I just wanted to update that I've adjusted the chambers, and yeah, I've also unlocked the speed, which I did some footage at night. I'll try to run that in, and yeah, managed to get up to 85 kilometers on my first run. That was the first day, so yeah, really comfortable, stable wheel, beautiful. I'm actually, last night we were going to bed. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I was putting my shoes on, and I just wanted to feel the wheel. So I jumped outside and then just did a few blockies. And yeah, smiled, you know, was really fun. First time I've been down here, and usually this little knobbly stuff on the V11 you got to be so careful, but not anymore. I can be reckless. So it's about 6 a.m, 6:30 a.m, and I just fell out of bed. Wanted to come and do this. Wouldn't you look at this? It's nice, really nice. Really nice. Hey, I mean, I'm only just getting to know it, so please come along with me on these little adventures, little journeys. I'm just going to head to somewhere I might be able to just do a little bit of speed on a private, little private place I know up ahead. Yeah, I hope you're all well. I've seen some new subscribers and a bit of new energy to the channel. Thank you. I'm just a guy that rolls around quite often. I'll upload a couple of times a week and have adventures. Things always happen. Things go wrong. I fall over, hurt myself, people react, need to go to the shops. It's all pretty riveting, but keeps, you know, try to keep it interesting. I'll just put some music on, we'll have a little roll, watch the sun come up. Hope you're having a good day out there. Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks for coming and watching another one of my videos.
Recording.
So I'm just in this little car park I know of. It's a little private place. They're okay with this, so, you know, and there's no one at all. I know it's kind of like an abandoned car park. And yeah, I just thought I'd come and get to terms with this at high speed. I notice, you know, when I'm trying to cut a corner, a fine corner like this, I'm still not sure of the pedal height, which seems to be heaps. So I'm taking a little bit cautious there, but also just the inertia and trying to keep this wheel to hold this corner here. Like for instance, you cut in and come around, you're always looking through your corner to see where you're going to come out the other end, and then it starts to wobble, you know, you really want to watch it. I mean, if you're new at one of these size wheels, my legs have got a bit of time to get used to that, but still it nearly catches you, you know, like you got to really lean, brake the right way, because it just wants to wobble unless you've got this top leg pressed up against it in the right way too. Then it just wants to wobble until you get those feet where they need to be, and that's going to just take some muscle memory, a little bit of time to just get to grips with it. See, you can really let it wobble away. Now if it wobbles, I suggest, you know, try to carve a little bit. First thing, try to lower your center of gravity. I think that really helps. Let me check I'm saying the right thing. I'll get a wobble up and try to see what I do. Okay, wobble, wobble, wobble. Don't know what I did. You know, again, I'll get one going here. So to get one going, you just kind of be too loose and try to brake. You don't want to be loose when you're braking. You want to be tight at the top here. You want to close your legs up against it throw your weight backwards a bit, I guess, and you're lowering your center of gravity. Sorry for coughing in the middle of that. But yeah, same with the corners. You want this one, you don't want to give the wheel room to wobble, like it's trying to wobble, and I'm just saying, no you bastard, stand there, stay still. So you've got to actually teach it who's boss, respectively, like otherwise it'll whip you off, throw you into the cement, because this is a beast, and it probably, we don't know each other yet. It's like a wild horse you've just found in the mountains, and this beast could decide to just crack the shits, throw me off. So respect your wheel. I don't know what I was saying. I go on tangents. It's this head, dude. And you also just want to get to know your battleground. So, you know, this place here, you wouldn't just, some people would, you just turn up and go mang. Just go fast as you can. I think I made up the word mang. I don't think I made it up. I think I'm making up the fact that I made up a word called mang. I just like to make stuff up to try to get friends. I like to impress people, and I don't really have much, so I make stuff up. But this is feeling better and better, and the more you get comfortable with your wheel, the more comfortable everything will be. Wobble, speeds, wheeling it around. Even that anxiety you've got, you know, if you've got a new wheel and you're pushing it to the shop, and everyone's looking at you and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. It goes away soon. We don't care about people. But I'm using the Grizzler flow pads, and this is allowing me to hook my feet in and keep a hold of this wheel and really grip in and not let it get away from me. That's probably a really big key part to what I'm doing here. So I think I've I don't know, I'll be gearing up to nearly 70 kilometers on the wheel now, 70, 80. You know, I think I'm just below the 100 mark. So I've still got quite a lot to do and learn and get to grips with on this wheel yet, but it feels better now. You know, I was jumping off a curb without that air in the chamber, and it just sort of felt janky, but now cushy. So cushy, not janky. Wobble, wobble. Don't panic when you get the wobbles. I mean, do, like you should, because they're going to kill you, but control the wobble. And give yourself room to brake. It takes heaps longer to brake than you think. So when you're doing that speed run and you're looking at the end going, oh, I can push just a couple more kilometers per hour, go, 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 and then you go, uh-oh. Don't be that uh-oh guy. Oh, something's pinching me. Fucking thing. Just learn to move and carve with your wheel. I don't know, I'm not there yet with this wheel. Do you want to know the other thing that I've noticed? My legs are sore. So yeah, you get first timer things, like I've got a bruise happening on my leg there, plus my legs are sore. So it's just where things are pressing differently. Right. Ho hum, that was fun. So alright, that was super quick, just adding some more footage and a bit of commentary to stuff that I've already done, because I've been out quite a bit getting to be friends with this wheel. Okay, touch wood, haven't put a scratch on it, haven't dropped it yet. Yeah, you might get to see that quite often when I go down these trails down there. You'll probably see a scratch or two pop up, so I'm still considering, you know, I really look at the Clark bumper system that people are using. There's, I think, a couple of ways you're going to use your wheel at this price point too. It's kind of like buying a BMW motorbike, isn't it? And then, you know, I think they've got like this $40,000 GS BMW motorbike, and it's a great bike, and everyone on the adventure circuit loves it, but they're all kind of like, I'm not going to use a $37,000 motorbike to go tearing it up through the bush and scratch my investment. And I kind of understand that mentality. So, you know, most people go and buy an older one, and if they need one anyway. Off on a tangent, what I meant about that is, this is kind of the BMW of the market, and if you're going to go and just tear off into the bush and scratch your $6,000 investment, well, you know, each to their own. I'm sure I'll do that myself, but you can look at adding some protection, like the V13 bumper system. And you can also look at just adding some yoga mat or even just some protective tape. So on the nice shiny aluminium bars, they're designed for a crash system, but I think the parts are pretty hard to get at the moment on these wheels. You know, there's people only just arriving to get them, so part of the decision to protect it might be you just want to keep rolling and you don't want your crash bars to get destroyed, because then you're in the order system waiting for your wheel to be fixed, and you'd rather be out going sick on your wheel. So okay, I've got to shoot back home. I've got to do some school run stuff with the kids, and then look, I'd like to just do a big long range test just to kind of get an idea in my head what I've got for when I need to head to group rides and just things. It's good to know. I mean, everybody sees them online and they're all different for your condition, tyre, weather. So I think if you ever get a chance, you should put your wheels range to the test just to help that battery anxiety along as you're rolling on your adventures. Sometimes people don't even charge their wheels all the time. They charge them once a week and just use them each day. So knowing the range you've got to do that is also a really good option. The other point is, I guess I just nearly felt it then, you get a bit confident on your new wheel. For a minute, you sort of, chest puffs up, you think you've got grips and you're like, yeah, check this. And you start to loosen up or try something that you weren't quite ready for. And then that weight catches you mid-trick and you go, uh-oh. So give yourself time and, you know, just think how nice your new wheel is out of the box, all shiny. And just try to remember that a little bit when you do these reckless things, Josh, where you want to jump down things, Josh. You don't always think about those scratches, Josh. So just take time to remember how shiny it is. It's really shiny. It's nice. Keep it nice before you break it, Josh. Awesome. Well, I can say bye. I'll see you another time for another video. Bye.